Woo! Technology. That's what happens when you got technology. You got to work with it. All the different pieces and the parts have to work together and yeah, make it do what it do. But here we are. We're here. We're live. We're here. We're live. We're here. We're live. 4 minutes later, actually 9 minutes later. I usually say 8:15. Janae suggested 8:20. I went with 8:20. Right at 8:20, my system said, You said PM and it's not time yet. I was like, I meant AM. Here we are. Let's get started. I got 20 minutes now because I need to be moving off of here to go to teach soon enough. Alrighty, so I'm here. I'm here and I'm live. 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 Yeah. Y'all know I have to do my moves in the morning. Give the platform a chance to tell everybody that I'm here and I'm live. I'm here and I'm live. Okay. I'm officially on right now. And I don't have any time to waste. I have no time to waste. Okay. Um, so basically, good morning, everybody. Good morning. It is Monday morning. It's Monday morning. And looks like SPX is currently at 62.67. We have pulled back off of where we closed on Thursday. We closed on Thursday at 62.79 or something like that, right around there. How do I know? Because it was right there at the cusp of my trade. If you were on last night with me or you watched the video that I did over the weekend and that I published, and I need to make sure that I include that in my show this morning to make sure that you go and watch the video that I published this weekend. It was a trade recap video sharing how did I stack and how do I use Gamma basically to put our trades together. Good morning, Iola. How do I stack and how do I put the trades on during the day, like what is my thought process and how do I use Gamma. If you didn't watch that video, you should go to my channel and watch that video. Anyway, this is where we are in SPX, but let's go and look at where the market is this morning. The VIX currently is at 1754 this morning. That's where the VIX is this morning, right? 1754. Yahoo Finance, the BRICS is starting this morning. It says here Trump slams Musk's plans for rival political party. Yeah, we won't even get into this big fight. This is you put two personalities, two. I won't go there. Anyway, you put these kind of people together, they're bound to be issues because they're both big personalities who want to rule and reign, and then you put them together. It's amazing when we're all working together on the same page. It's not so amazing when we start to disagree, right? Trump warns of extra 10% tariff for anti-American BRICS. There's that. Trump injected more uncertainty into global trade as countries race to beat Wednesday's tariff deadline. Was July 9th is the deadline, right? Which is Wednesday. Tesla stock sinks as Musk's America Party worries investors. Amazon's Prime Day set to lift U.S. online sales 23.8 billion. Trump is already making the next Fed chair's job harder. What next Fed chair? Wait a minute. We still got a Fed chair. Leave Jerome alone. Leave Rome alone. Dow to close 3 European chemical plants, cut 800 jobs. Trump set August 1st start for tariffs ahead of Wednesday deadline. Alrighty. So as far as the pre-market goes, Dow futures is up 30, S&P futures down 10.5, NASDAQ futures down 67.75. Oil is green, 10-year bonds are green. S&P 500 futures fall slightly as Trump threatens new tariffs. Tesla shares drop. In Europe, it's all green over there. Outsourcing giant WNS shares rally 14% after takeover by France's Capgemini. Asia, we got a mixed bag. ASX, Nikkei, and Hang Seng are all red. Nifty 50 and Shanghai are both green. Asia Pacific markets mixed after Trump shifts goalposts on tariffs again. No shock there. Gold or all the metals, gold slips as dollar ticks higher. U.S. tariff deadline looms. Crypto, Bitcoin is at 108,429, Ethereum 2549, Solana 151, Dogecoin 0.1696, and XRP is 2.28. What's on our list of meetings for today? The main thing going is the BRICS summit as far as Forex Factory has to do. For this week, what we want to look out for is Wednesday. We've got the FOMC meeting minutes and the 10-year bond auction. Those are both happening on Wednesday. Thursday morning, we've got unemployment claims and the 30-year bond auction. Those are the major things at this point that are showing up on Forex Factory calendar. On investing.com, 10 o'clock today, CB employment trends index. We got a 3-month bill auction, 6-month bill auction, speculative net positions. These usually happen on Fridays, but because Friday was a holiday, then there's that. Okay. Fed's balance sheet at 4:30. This is after the market closes. Good morning, Toke. Janae says, hola. Good morning. Tanya says, hey there. Funny, I was on the other site waiting. What other site was you waiting on? Zoom? We weren't there. We don't do Zoom in the morning. Zoom in the morning. Okay, SPX 500 is at 62.65 right now. Let's go see what Adam had to say. Adam says on Friday at 7:50 a.m., which of course futures trades during the times when the US stock market is closed, okay? I posted 62.36 was support and macro back test in SPX too long. We tested it and targets were given were 62.49, which was hit on Friday, then 62.58 to 60, which hit last evening, which was Sunday night. The plan today is hold your runner. 62.60 is weak. 62.53 is the support. It keeps 62.70, 62.78 alive. If 62.53 fails, then we dip to 62.36 again and we sail below. The gap between SPX and ES is 45 points. There's a gap between those two right now. Every time the nomenclature changes per quarter, then there's a gap between those two that has to shrink over the course of the quarter. Okay, so we got this information from Adam Mancini. He's over on Twitter or over on X. That's where we get it from. XSP range for those who trade XSP, which we do in my community, is 623 to 628. If you're trading XSP, those are the numbers that go along with it. Okay. Last week we had our credit spreads list and everything was profitable over there except that Apple trade. Apple went on through our 207.5, 210. It actually closed at like 212, went on right on through our credit spreads. All the other, this was my personal list from last week. Hey, Antonia, this was my personal list from last week. Good morning, Ward. And all of my trades were profitable except the Apple, which got me. Yes, it did. Yes, it did. Yes, it did. Okay. For this week, we've got this list here. Again, as I said before, Peakbot trades my list for me. It enters those trades. I pick the stock. Peakbot enters at its appropriate time when the bot is set to do the entry. And then it closes it when the appropriate time comes as well. Now, for this list, for this coming week, I have Apple. Apple is on my list already running. And I want to say Triple Q is not on this list, but Triple Q is also running for me. And I think Google may be. But I kind of diversified my list this week. So I wanted to make sure that I included some healthcare, a bank, a semiconductor, and a little less tech. I was real tech heavy. So I needed to diversify a little bit because I was real heavy on the tech side. I needed some more things. I think I added a consumer staple. Maybe I did like P&G. I looked at cost. I like cost, but cost is a 5 spread. I like cost and I like it as a 5 spread. But when I think 5 spread, my brain goes to SPX. And I think about how I can use my 500 of collateral or for something on an SPX each day. So when I think 5 spread, I don't want to use a 5 spread for something that's got to sit all week when I can use my 5 to use it for every day. That's just my thought. That's just me. I'm not saying to anything. I don't give investment advice. I'm just talking about my money. Okay. I'm talking about my money. So that's why I went with P&G instead of cost. But I think cost is a very good place to, utilize for weeklies. I just use my $500 on my SPXs every day. Okay. That's just me. again. But this is the list for the week. You see some things are on both sides, or on the put credit spread and the call credit spread side, and that is because they've shown as a neutral trend, which means they can go either way. You can trade one side, both sides. Like Target is on both sides, Merck is on both sides, Johnson and Johnson is on both sides, so is Coca-Cola, so is COP, and so is Apple. Several of these are on both sides. Hey, my day, Littlefield. Both Some of these are on both sides. Again, Peakbot. If you'd like to let Peakbot do the work for you, which I do, I let it do the entries for me and the exits for me. I still take a look at it because, if I'm watching to see if my strikes are being breached, which my Apple last week, I really should have closed my Apple a little earlier than I did last week. But if my strikes are being breached, then I will close them on my own. But for the most part, I let Peakbot do the entry and the exit. I can pay attention to it because it's in my list, so I pay attention, but I don't really do much management of it because I don't need to. Alrighty, but go ahead and take a look at that. I wanted to put a little more meat on the bone for this E2T University information because I've mentioned it a few times for a couple of weeks, but I wanted to put more. What is this going to be about? It's going to start the middle of next month, right? So we're about a month away. A little bit, maybe 5 weeks away from when it's going to be starting. It's a 12-week program. E2T University is a 12-week program. You're going to get from beginner to mastery. So those who are newbies, I'm a newbie and don't know. Yep. 12-week program from beginner to mastery. Intro to stocks and options. You're going to learn how to chart. How do you use indicators? You're going to learn profitable trading strategies. How do you make daily profits, which is what we talk about here all the time. You're going to talk about portfolio management, trade psychology, and risk management. This is coming in a 12-week program. The landing page and all the stuff that you need to be able to start to get on the wait list is coming very, very soon. And I want you, if this is what you're looking for, right? And if you're looking for it with me, uh, then here we come. All right. We've been talking about it. People have been asking for it, looking for it. And here we are. All right. It's going to be available to you real soon. This is what it's going to include. Any questions you have, please be sure to just reach out and ask because this is what we do. We had options 411 and we ran that program several times. I want to say 8 or 9 cohorts. We ran options 411, and this is options 411 revamped. Every time I ran it, we added more and more meat to it. And then I turned it into this E2T University. It turned it into a 12-week program because it needed to be something that we're going to really make it into the classroom setting. We're probably going to use Google. I'm not probably, we are going to use Google Classroom so we can keep it in the classroom setting. It's going to really be like university. And those who don't know, which most of you do, I am a university professor. This is what I do as a profession, right? This is what they pay me to do on a weekly WEEK and WEAK basis. It ain't enough. Just for what you do, just so you know, it don't be enough, okay? But the Lord is gracious. He makes sure that I am taken care of. But y'all already know teachers don't make what they need to be making for all the stuff that they have to go through. Okay. But I'm saying my point here is that this is what I do. All right. I am a professor. I know how to convey information from one place and one person to another. And if those who want to learn how to trade, and I think there are lots of people who do, let me help you. All right. We're going to put that all together. That's going to be coming real soon. All right. That's going to be coming real soon. Yeah. Antonio, you know what I'm talking about. So keep your eyes peeled, as they say. This is coming soon. If you want to get on the wait list and get yourself, start putting your coins to the side. Y'all know I do make it reasonably priced, but there has to be value, because if there's no value for you, then there's no value for you. Because people who get stuff for free, they treat it like it's free. All right. Just so we know. All right. Let's see where we're going. Last month, I wanted to share this with you. We talked about it a little bit last night, but last month, these are the results I made last month with my SPX0 DTE. These were my results, and I wanted to share that with you. This is what we do in the membership. So those of you who are looking to trade SPX on a daily basis, this is the kind of stuff that I'm doing, and I can help you do. There are people in the community who are making less less and who are making more. That this is a span. It all depends on what kind of money you ready to put up for your collateral. And everybody trades at the level that they're comfortable and the level that they're willing to go in. But I'm helping is all the people who are willing to be helped to grow their accounts every day, every week. And we trade SPX and XSP every single day. And you can come on and join us in the membership if you'd like. You can come join us at e2t.trading, right? HTTP. I think the link is on the graphic there. Is it on there? I don't think it is. I might need to add the link to that graphic. E2t.trading is where you can come join us in the membership and you can pick it up and run it. Pick it up and run it. Yep. All right, let's go look at some charts before I need to shut this down. All righty, I want to go look at some charts again. Let's go look at SPY, see where, oh, no, SPY. There we go. Let's look at SPY, see where we are in the pre-market. I'm put us on the 30-minute chart. See where we are. We've had a nice little weekend. I hope you all enjoyed your holiday weekend and did whatever it is people do when they have holiday weekends. Looks like we closed on nope. We closed on Thursday at 625.37, and SPY is currently at 624.26. A little bit of a gap down open. At this point, we're about 45 minutes away from the market, or maybe 50 minutes away from the market opening. So there's still some time for this gap to be filled in before the market opens. Okay, so keep that in mind. But that's where SPY is right now, 624.12, and it closed on Thursday at 625.39. All right, there was definitely a gap down open this morning in the pre-market, and it's recovering that space, and it may go ahead and fill the gap back in. We got to wait and see. Let's wait and see. Triple Q. Similar looking chart, basically closed on Thursday at 556.20, and it is currently at 554.30. So down a couple dollars right now. There was a gap down open in the pre-market. It dipped down into a gap. There was a gap left there from Wednesday to Thursday, that pre-market gap from Thursday that was left. It has not, it dipped down into it a little bit in the pre-market this morning and recovered some, 554.30. So we're down, it's down about $2. It may continue to recover this gap over the next 45 minutes, remains to be seen, but there may be a little bit of a gap open in triple Q as well. Let's see what IWM's looking like. Looks like something similar happened. IWM closed on Thursday at 222.13. It is currently at 221.99, so it's only down about 14 cents, looks like. Not as much as the others, but it did dip into the gap that was left between Wednesday and Thursday also, just a little bit, right down to the 50-period moving average, and then it started to recover some. But it is underneath this 20. We'll see what it does over the next 45 minutes. There is a gap at this point. It ran up in the post market on Thursday. This is in the way. It ran up in the post market on Thursday, and then it gapped down in the pre-market this morning. So that gap will probably need to be recovered. Okay, we'll see. We got, again, 45 more minutes. We'll see what happens with the 45-minute gap. Okay. All righty. All right. That's what I see there. That's what I see. I wanted to make sure that if you, well, I don't know if I have time for that. So let me keep going where I was going. Add to the stage. Let's go on to our daily declaration. We can land the plane now. I declare I'm a great trader, a successful trader, and a focused trader. Is that your declaration? That you're a great trader. Even if you're not yet, you can still declare it, because we can call those things that be not as though they were, because that's what we're moving towards, right? A successful trader, even if you're not yet, declare it. So that way you're speaking those things forward. Or as some people say, manifesting, you're manifesting those things. But you can be a focused trader. Even if you're not great and you're not successful yet, those are yet, put yet behind those. You can be a focused trader now. Okay, let's be focused, which means we got one or two things we're looking at and we're focused. I declare my wins exceed my losses and my account is growing steadily. I am a wise and knowledgeable trader. I have a strategy that I use for my trades. I don't randomly place trades. I am a level headed trader who trades my plan and not my emotions. All right. Make those things be true. Lord, it's you who gives us the power to get wealth. Help us today to trade our strategy with wisdom and knowledge. Allow us to prosper enough to have what we need and enough to bless others. In Jesus' name, amen. All righty. So, we covered what we needed to cover, as Janae said. I think you can get it covered in 20 minutes. That's what she said. That's what she said to people. I love it. I really do love, because there's things sometimes we are in our own little head, and somebody from the outside just sees to say, I think you could do this. I think you could do it in shorter. I think you can make it this adjustment. And I'm always open. And if I don't agree, I'm like, I don't know if I agree. And then when I do agree, I'm like, you know what? I probably could. Here we go. I'm flexible. I'm flexible. Yes, I am. Okay. So the market is getting ready to market. All right. 45 minutes. I want you, first of all, to be focused on one to two things. Please don't be doing this all over the place, listening to every voice and every call out. That's a recipe for portfolio disaster. Okay. Figure out what it is you're doing and do it. If you got a person you're following, follow that person. Don't jump around, or at least have people who are at least lining up in the same way, right? Use tools that are all taking you down the same path. Right? At least do that, right? I have different pieces that I utilize, but they're all taking me to the same place. I may look at several different things, but they're all talking about SPX. Maybe different voices, but all the voices are talking SPX. Adam talks about ES, but ES lines right up with SPX for me. All right. I may use my gamma charts. The gamma charts are talking about SPX. All right. Be at least be focused on the same stuff in the same area. Okay, we're not everywhere, everything, everybody. All right, this is why I took my credit spreads that for the other stocks, I took those and handed those off to Peakbot. I know I still want to be able to trade those other stocks, but I also know that when I'm looking at those things, it takes my focus away from what I'm trying to do every day with SPX. So I handed that off to an automated trading bot. I know I still want to be able to do it, but I know I can't concentrate on entry and exits. So because I still want to be able to do it, I'm like, well, let me let an automation company do it. That's how I use Peak. That's why I use Peakbot, right? I still want it, but I know I don't have the bandwidth in my mental space, because I'm still trying to teach two classes here all day. And them eyes be just looking at, and I got to keep us moving because we on summer school. Summer school means you got to move fast. I don't got time to be languishing, right? Okay. All right. So my time is up. We need to do two things, two, that's two or three things. I said all at one time. We got two things, maybe three to do today. The first one, we're going to stay green. Yes, the whole purpose, we gonna get this money. Number two, gonna stay green. We're gonna get this money, and we're gonna have a great green day. All right, everybody. See you in the market. Goodbye, everybody. Bye bye, everyone.